What if the behaviors that frustrate you most about your dog are not bad behaviors at all? What if every single one of them is actually a request? A very specific, very consistent request your dog has been making in the only language they have. And what if the way most owners respond to those requests, including the way you respond, accidentally teaches your dog to stop making them? By the end of this video, you will see 5 very ordinary moments with your dog completely differently. Stay with me, because what is at number 4 is the one that tends to stop people cold. Most owners tell us afterwards they had no idea they had been getting it wrong their entire dog's life. 1. When your dog stops on a walk and will not move, you probably feel frustration. You probably tighten the leash. You probably say their name in a particular tone and try to move them forward. And your dog understands the message you are sending. They just have a very different message they are trying to send back. When a dog stops suddenly, locks in position, or repeatedly tries to pause at specific points along a route, they are engaging in a hardwired information-gathering behavior. Their nose is processing environmental data at a level that is genuinely staggering. The canine olfactory system is estimated to be between 10,000 and 100,000 times more sensitive than ours. What looks like stubbornness from outside is, from the inside, the experience of trying to read something that is right there. Research from Fountain and colleagues, published in Applied Animal Behavior Science, found that dogs allowed to engage in scent-based activities showed significantly lower cortisol levels and more positive behavior indicators than dogs who were rushed through the same environments. Your dog is not refusing to walk. They are trying to do something important to them. The fix is not complicated. Leave 3 minutes earlier. Give your dog 1 or 2 moments per walk, where the leash goes slack and the pace is entirely theirs. What you get back in exchange is a dog who comes home calmer, more satisfied, and far more cooperative when you actually need them to move. 2. Your dog goes to another room. They move away from the family. They settle somewhere quiet and separate from the noise and energy. And your first instinct might be that something is wrong, or that they should be with everyone, or that the kind thing is to bring them back. But retreat is one of the most important self-regulation tools dogs have. When a dog is overstimulated, too many people, too much unpredictable movement, too much input at once, they need to step away from that before their nervous system tips into distress. And here is the part most owners miss. When a dog retreats and is allowed to stay retreated, their cortisol levels drop, their body resets, and they typically return voluntarily within a short period. When they are followed into that space, or brought back, or not given a safe withdrawal option at all, the cortisol stays elevated. The reset never happens. Research from Stockholm University documented that involuntary exposure to social overstimulation without the ability to withdraw was among the conditions most consistently correlated with elevated chronic stress in dogs. The fix is simple and costs you nothing. Let them go. Keep the retreat space clear. Trust that your dog knows what they need. They are not leaving you. They are taking care of themselves. And a dog who is allowed to do that comes back. 3. You are in a training session. You have their favorite treat. You ask for the behavior. Your dog will not take the food. Most owners read this as distraction, or boredom, or the dog being difficult. What it actually means is that the training session was already lost before it reached this moment. Cortisol suppresses appetite. In dogs, as in humans, when stress hormone levels exceed a certain threshold, food loses its value as a reward entirely. When a dog refuses food from someone they love, in a context where food should be maximally motivating, they are communicating that their nervous system is no longer in a state where learning is possible. Research on canine training outcomes consistently shows that sessions conducted above the dog's stress threshold produce minimal retention and increase behavioral avoidance over time. The dog does not just fail to learn in that session, they begin to associate the training context itself with discomfort. The fix is not a better treat. It is to end the session before you get to that point. Watch for the early signals, the disengagement, the sniffing the ground, the slight body tension, and stop there. Come back when they are genuinely ready. A dog who associates training with feeling safe learns faster than any dog who has been pushed through sessions where their signals said stop. 4. This is the one. Your dog growls. During a hug they did not ask for. During grooming that has gone on too long. When a stranger reaches toward them and you are right there. And most owners do what feels instinctively correct. They correct the growl. They say no firmly. They assert that this is not acceptable behavior. Some punish it. And in doing that, they have done the most dangerous thing possible. Not because the dog has become more aggressive, because the dog has just learned that their last warning does not work. A growl is not aggression. It is communication. The clearest, most explicit communication in a dog's entire vocabulary. It is the signal that says, something needs to stop right now. Research from the University of Bristol's School of Veterinary Sciences found that dogs who were repeatedly corrected for growling and other warning vocalizations were significantly more likely to bite without warning than dogs whose signals were honored. They did not become less reactive. They became silent. The dogs who bite without warning are, in many cases, dogs who learned that warning changes nothing. What you want is the opposite. You want a dog who trusts that a quiet early signal is enough. The fix is not to accept every growl and do nothing. It is to treat it as the information it is. Hear it. Stop what was happening. Understand what it was telling you. And over time, a dog who knows their no will be received does not need to deliver it at maximum volume. 5. The lip lick that appears for no obvious reason. The yawn in a moment that has nothing to do with tiredness. The slight look away when you move toward them. These are not random. They are a documented, internationally consistent vocabulary that animal behaviorists call calming signals. Turid Rugaus, who spent decades cataloging these micro-behaviors across thousands of dog interactions, found that dogs deploy them continuously to communicate discomfort, to attempt to de-escalate rising tension, and to express the need for more space. They are not background noise. They are sentences. And most owners live years with a dog who is constantly speaking in this language without ever realizing a word is being said. The moment you start to see them, everything changes. You catch the lip lick when the camera comes out. You notice the yawn when a stranger gets too close. You see the look away when your energy is higher than they can comfortably meet. And when you start responding to them, backing off, slowing down, giving space in that moment, what you get back is a dog who trusts that the quiet signal is enough. That is the resolution to everything in this video. A dog who trusts that their softest signal will be heard does not need the loud ones. They do not need to freeze or hide or refuse food or growl. They can just tell you, in the smallest possible way, and you can just listen. If this gave you something, a moment that made you see one of these behaviors differently, do one thing before you leave. Hit like, drop a comment with the signal you are going to start watching for, and subscribe so you do not miss what comes next. The more you understand your dog, the better everything gets for both of you. And that is always worth showing up for.